Hey, it's Hazy Tarot here, and I'm doing a tarot card reading for Libra for the month of May. Now, rather than doing just a 4-card reading like last month, I'm going to add 4 extra cards to that. So it'll be an 8-card reading to make things a little bit more interesting. And also, in addition to that, if you would like another card, then just like the video and subscribe. And if you comment below asking for that extra card, then I'll draw it for you and explain to you what it means in the comments. So with that explained, let's get to it. Now, if this doesn't seem to resonate with you, then be sure to check out your rising sign and your moon sign. Alright, so firstly, this first card is going to be what will be growing stronger this month. So, we've got the Knight of Swords here, and as you can see here, we've got a knight who's rushing into battle hurriedly, and the horse doesn't look like that's a good idea. So what this is saying is, what's going to grow stronger this month is your ability to sort of just go and straight out do things without hesitating. So if you are that type of person who does hesitate, then this is the month to sort of work on that ability. Just when you see something, you need to just go for it and do it without thinking, and just learn to do that, because that is one of the abilities that really helps you in life, like just acting impulsively like that. Obviously, if it's something dangerous, then you probably know not to just go like that for it, but if it's something you want to do and you know you should do, you just have to stop hesitating and just go for it. So that strength is going to improve. If you're the type of person who already does that, then that ability it's going to grow even stronger. So that could actually sort of work out badly a little bit for you, only just because then you might start going too over the top and being too impulsive. So you might need, if you're that type of person already, then maybe watch out that you don't go too overboard and sort of maybe think a little bit before you do things. Moving on to the next card. This card represents an opportunity this month that's yours for the taking. So as we can see, it's the Nine of Cups, and we see the innkeeper seated there with all of his cups just sitting on the table waiting for everybody to have it. So it seems like this month someone is going to give you a massive opportunity just to be emotionally fulfilled. This person's already going to be the type that's sort of happy a lot of the time. They're really cheerful, they're really happy like that. And they're going to use their happy mood. No, they're gonna be really happy, and it's gonna rub off onto you, and it's gonna make you feel really joyful and just enjoy life to the max. Now, it's not gonna be just that, something else that's pretty good is going to happen to you, but you're not sort of gonna see the massive deal that it actually is. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, that's okay. But then this other person who's already really happy, they're going to come along and just sort of show you how good what it is really is, and it's just going to cause your way of thinking to change completely, and you're going to see how positive a thing it was that actually happened, and it's just going to affect you so well. But that's an opportunity, so that's not definitely going to happen unless you give it the chance to happen. So make sure if there is a good thing that happens to you, then try and think about it positively and let someone who's really supportive know about it, because they might be able to help you make you feel even better about it. So, next card is what will be fading from your life. So, we've got the Page of Pentacles here. So in this situation, this is going to represent you being underdeveloped in an area which is to do with wealth or health or some type of skill. So maybe you've been having hard times with money lately. Seems that this is going to start fading away. If you've been having health problems, then it seems like they might start to go away, which is a good sign. Obviously, they're just not going to go away out of nowhere. Maybe you have to take more care of yourself, and that's why they start to fade away. And same with the wealth. Maybe you put more effort into actually trying to make more money, and that's why you're getting more money, or maybe you're just budgeting better. But also with something that you're unskilled with, that maybe your unskilled nature, your unskilled ability is just going to start going away, and you're just going to start to be more competent in something that you actually find pretty important to you. So that's a good card to have in that situation. Okay, moving on. This card represents a unique experience that brings insight. So, as we can see here, we've got a man fighting off a number of people who have the lower ground. So this guy, he has the advantage in this situation, but he's outnumbered. Well, he's got the advantage by having the higher ground, but he's outnumbered. So it seems like there's going to be a situation where you're correct about something, but there's lots of people around you saying you're wrong and you're not doing the right thing here. This card is saying that you need to hold your ground because you are right, and it's also saying that you will learn something from this. If you're the type who usually gives in easily, then you're going to see something different this time and you're actually going to stick with it, and this is going to change you for the good. If you're the type who's already stays strong, then you're still going to stay strong, but this is going to make you see something differently. Maybe you find a new way to be able to stand your ground, or maybe someone else actually does have a good point and you're able to see that while still holding your ground. So moving on to the next card, which is what's going to happen in that first week. This is the Queen of Swords. So we've got here, this is an adult woman who is going to play a part of your life in the first week. We see here, she's sitting on a throne. So this is someone who is quite a dominant, she has quite a dominant personality, but she's also quite smart. She's also analytical, and there's a good chance she's highly educated as well. But the thing is, this person, well, this lady has had a lot of bad things happen to her in the past, and it doesn't seem like she's gotten over a lot of them. So, could be a chance for you to actually help this lady, because maybe she's not feeling well about all those things that have happened, and maybe she just needs someone to talk to. But maybe she could also help you in a way, like in an intellectual way or an analytical way or something like that. So this person's going to play a part in that first week. Be sure to pay attention to her because you're going to have something to gain from that. Okay, moving on to this second week, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this also represents another person in your life, but this can be a teenager, or it can be sort of an adult who acts like a teenager in a certain way. But first, as a teenager, it's usually someone who's sort of, I guess, slow moving. They don't like change that much. They can be quite traditional or like old fashioned things. They're not usually that crazy or out there. And they can be quite emotional at times, but they also have their long-term goals sort of stuck in their mind, and they do actually plan well for the future. Now, there's going to be something to learn off from that person in the second week, or you're going to have to pay a lot of attention to this person. But it can also be an adult who, although is an adult who's supposed to be quite reliable and like think of the long term, he's actually sort of someone who doesn't think of the long term enough, and he actually could do to work on that a bit more. Maybe he's impulsive and sort of like gets too strung up like with his emotions and is a bit too emotional and doesn't actually sort of see things in a mature way. And this person needs to sort of work on their maturity in seeing things in the long term. Alright, so moving on to the third week of the month, we got the Seven of Swords here. So as we can see here, we've got someone stealing off with the swords. And swords in this is going to represent thoughts or ideas. So maybe you've been having good ideas lately, and in this third week, someone could be trying to steal them off you and use them for their own gain. Maybe it's also a sign that you could be stealing someone else's ideas. Maybe you don't even realize that you're doing it, but maybe you do. But you could be stealing someone else's ideas and profiting from that. But this is also a card to say that you can get ideas from other people. Maybe you're trying to do everything on your own in this third week and not listen to anybody else. This is a sign to actually listen to other people and use their advice and ideas for your own gain, because maybe that's just what you need to actually get through something in that third week. Okay, moving on to the fourth week, we've got the Page of Swords. Now, you're getting a lot of these court cards in your spread, which is unusual, but means people are going to be playing a large part in this month, rather than sort of actions or just events happening, there's going to be a lot of people sort of changing your fate this month. So we've got Page of Swords. So this does represent, it can represent a child, I should say. This child's sort of quite intelligent. They're going to grow up and be really smart and well educated. And this person sort of, well, this kid is going to like to argue and be sort of hard to deal with. It's not because they actually believe in it's just because they just like doing it for fun. They just like annoying people, seems like. So this kid could be there trying to annoy you a fair bit in that final week. So that could be like a test for you to actually learn how to deal with someone like that. Can also represent an adult who sort of acts like a child when it comes to that sort of stuff. It could be just trying to annoy you on purpose, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with that. It can also represent a message. So pages do represent messengers, and swords represent the ideas and thoughts, as I said before. So you could be getting a message about some sort of new idea that you've had. Or it could be time for you to actually send a message about an idea you've had. Maybe you've been putting something off and haven't gotten around to it yet. If you don't do it before that 4th week, then this is the final time to actually go and get it done. So, that's the tarot card reading done for the month. If you would like an extra card, then just like and subscribe to the video. And just comment below asking for the card and I'll draw it for you and explain what it means. And other than that, I hope your month goes well and thank you for listening.